of weirdos coming to your city, sending bass into your earlobes like your bleached out hairdos. We glowing in the dark, got the spark, about to flare the fuse. That's just how we do. To Geronimo, parachute, skydiving off your parents' roof. Saw the magician's assistant in half like who the are you? Who the are you? Who the are we? We be the dudes who just come over to water the lawn. We don't say hi, we just come over to walk your dog. We nice like that, we super nice like that. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? If you like it loud, we can make it loud. Can you hold it down? 'Cause we can hold it down. Yeah, you can hear me now. Yeah, you can hear me now. Turn it up to 11. Blow it up straight to heaven. Drop the big beat so they gotta listen. Yeah, you can hear me now. Yeah, you can hear me now. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? If you like it loud, we can make it loud. Can you hold it down? 'Cause we can hold it down. Yeah, you can hear me now. Yeah, you can hear me now. Turn it up to 11. Blow it up straight to hear me now. Drop the big beat so they gotta listen. Yeah, you can hear me now.
Like a river, 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 like a river. How do we fall in love? How do we fall apart? Don't you say one breath, it'll just break.
All right, guys, I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to Gauntlet Mode. 380. 380. Like 20. Like 20. Ladder challenge. Whoa, it's rarer than a precious metal. You've got 2 lives. You have a lucky or unlucky 7 lives left. You're back to square one, 6 lives left. Here we go. Unleash the boss. All right, now it's time to stay focused. Still 5 lives left. Still got an opportunity. You've got 4 lives left. You wanted it, now you've got it. It's boss level. Make sure you're reading the instructions. You've got 3 lives left. So close. 2 lives left. No big deal. I'll still believe in you. 1 life left. Game over. Drive home safely. Hello, everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and welcome to the Gauntlet. Don't get discouraged. You still have 5 lives left. Four lives left. Like a boss mode. All right, now it's time to pick it up. 3 lives left. You know what's after 2, right? Just 2 lives left. Man, it's a good time for an extra life challenge. You only have 1 life left. All right, better luck next time. That's all she wrote. I'm your host, Larry Ridley. You are out of lines. I'm Larry Ridley. There are 40 levels. This is Gauntlet. You have 5 lives left. So it's one step forward, two steps back. Ladder challenge time. You've had a couple mistakes. Pick it up here. 4 lives left. Oh, man, you've got to this level. It's the boss. Sorry, but there's no cruise control. Pick it up. You've got 3 lives left. I bet you wish you were a little farther. Just 2 lives left. You have 1 life left. I thought today was a lot of fun. For me, out of line. It's time to activate gauntlet mode. Keep your head in the game. Still 5 lives left. Still 4 lives left.
380.
There's no time for selfies. Boss level. right, let's get this thing in gear. We've got 3 lives left. Pull out the strategy guide. Boss level. My man, you're this close. Come on. 2 lives left. Somebody call the paramedics. You got 1 life left. Oh boy, here comes the boss. Game over. You are out of lives.
hard to admit that I used to draw. Portraiture in a human form, doodle of a two-headed unicorn. It was soothing, moving his arm in a fusion of man-made tools and amused from beyond. Even if it went beautifully wrong, it was tangible truth for a youth who refused to belong. No-name nuisance, who's in a bedroom, who's in a brand new cuneiform. Barely commune with the horde, got a whole grayscale ungluing his world. Might zone amp to the yap of the magpie, unseen hand dragging his graphite. Cross contour, little bit of backlight, black ink after a Bristol to baptize. You can imagine a rush that ensue when you get 3 dimensions stuffed in a 2. Then it's off to a school where it's all you get to, being trained and observed by a capable few. Back in New York by peeps and a dog in a 2-bedroom doing menial jobs. Plus rhyming and stealing and being a clod, distractions, freedom, a rod. I left some years of giving a light, I left some will the spirit away. I let my fears materialize, I let my skills deteriorate. When about a thought of what I should have been, continuing a mission that was rooted in a 20-year affinity and rickety condition with an ID crisis. Snap on the front lawn, look up in the sky, it's shapes falling out of the fringe. All heart though we would have made cowardly kings. They will chop you down just to count your rings, just to count your rings, just to count your rings. And now we're colors pouring out of the fringe. All heart though we...
I'm Larry Ridley. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. Anticipation is mounting for today's game, and we've got 2 quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's Wilson Seahawks going up against Roethlisberger Steelers. With that, it's time to hook up with our commentators in the booth as we turn it over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Seattle Seahawks and the Pittsburgh Steelers. They'll come out in the pistol. First carry for Thomas Rawls. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? Almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. And how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
Here's the offense. Certainly some threats on this offense, and one of them that they target is Doug Baldwin.
Not only does he do a nice job catching the ball downfield, he's also a tremendous blocker.
Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Stephon Tuitt in there to get him for a loss of 9, and that'll lead to 4th down. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. Now Brown. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. And Green with a catch left side. And he's brought down. 11 yards on the pickup, and the Steelers are going to have a 1st down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
Bell, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Time for the offensive starters now for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and a guy to watch out wide, Sammy Coates.
A slow start in his rookie season, only caught one pass in 2015. They're expecting much bigger things from him, trying to help out that offense. If he can get open, you know his quarterback will find him.
In 12 regular season games this last year for Bell, averaging over 150 yards from scrimmage. First two games in the playoffs were great, but, you know, getting injured in the final game probably leaves a bad taste in his mouth.
Leaves a bad taste, gives him fuel for the next season, though, because, remember, for the last few years, he hasn't been able to play a full season for various reasons. Now, going into next year, imagine those numbers over a 16-game season and heading into the playoffs. Le'Veon Bell can set new records.
And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it. Now Roethlisberger. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. The Seahawks, here's their defensive lineup.
When Bobby Wagner's career is said and done, people are going to look back and say he was an absolute steal in the NFL draft. A Pro Bowl player for any team.
And this is caught at the 8. Brown finishing 2016 with over 1,200 yards, 106 receptions. Now for him, you know, people were expecting maybe some bigger numbers, Charles. What did you make of Antonio Brown's season?
Well, what I made of it is that he started to get more help.
He rifles one that's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
And here's a look at the defensive unit that hopes to halt this offense today. And he's got his tight end. This is Luke Wilson. The 40. Past the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Luke Wilson, 87 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a first quarter lead. When they drew that up, I don't think they envisioned it ending in a house call, but he got into, and he's going to be taken down. It's a sack, and they fail on the try for 2. Boy, so they don't get the conversion, but they're going to go right into the onside kick formation. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. First down, it's Roethlisberger. He's going to wind up in it into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Shedd. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They come out here in the eye. Following the penalty, it's Rawls. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
He's going to float this over into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off, William Gay. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you got a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
On second down, Roethlisberger. Man open left side is Brown. A really good pickup of 28 yards. A good grab there by the former Central Michigan man, Antonio Brown.
And he ate up some real estate on the catch, too, didn't he? I think the most impressive part of it, though, if there's a chance for him to get the football, even though he was covered well, he somehow finds a way to get it.
A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Le'Veon Bell punching it in from a yard away. And the Steelers are an extra point away from taking the lead. And they will line up now for the 2-point try. They'll again try for 2, this time from the 7. After the penalty, it's Bell. Oh, what a move. And he will get into the end zone again, and he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And solid field position here to start as they get it out to the 40-yard line. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
They start on the ground with Rawls. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. And, Charles, I know Ryan Shazier, who made that tackle, a youngster you like a lot.
I love him, and I liked him a bunch coming out of Ohio State because the more this game leans towards speed and less on bulk, that's where Ryan Shazier excels because of his ability to run down plays. If anything goes away from him, he'll chase it. A lot of the time, he can run with tight ends, running backs downfield, and pass coverage. That only helps his outside linebackers like James Harrison and Bud Dupree get to the quarterback.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Baldwin coming off his first Pro Bowl appearance. He had career highs, Charles, in catches with 94, over 1,100 yards. That also a career high. Pretty good season for Doug Baldwin.
And I think the place that he really started to take off was midway through 2015. The connection between he and his quarterback, Russell Wilson, where they were playing more from the pocket, bigger plays downfield, that just propelled him into 2016. That, and anything he perceives as a slight, he uses it to his advantage, and he just goes out and plays.
Second down following the incompletion. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And the play goes for 19 yards, gives him a new set of downs.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, but what a nice job improvising, finding other options, and completing the pass anyway.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Wilson, he's going to go up top for the end zone. Looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off by Mike Mitchell. And a short return will be stopped inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And tough starting field position here. After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Bobby Wagner coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. On second down, here's Roethlisberger. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue. Charles, you think Big Ben is happy to have Antonio Brown on the other side of his passes?
You know he is, but he also expects it. This is how their offense runs best. When those two get together, especially early, and continue to do it throughout the game, the end result is the one that we're seeing right now. They're ahead on the board.
It has been early and often. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They come up with 1 running back. That's Bell. Here's Roethlisberger. This will be caught by Brown. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Got a man, it's Brown. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. Over the middle, here to Coates. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does, so a quarterback has to slide and find open space to throw.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
The game plan for any defense is finding ways to make a quarterback uncomfortable in the pocket. When you bring pressure from all angles, you never know who's going to get home. In this case, the left cornerback, right in the face of him, puts him down.
7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. They come up with 1 running back. That's Bell. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he will have the 1st down across the 20 to the 19-yard line. And that's one of his advantages of a passer, is that now with his height, setting back there in the pocket, firing it over the middle, he can really see everything clearly.
It is, and I know that other quarterbacks get it done different ways, all right? You don't have to be his height to make a great play. But what he does is he takes away having to make those slide steps in the pocket to find angles to throw the ball through. He just throws right over the top of it because he can see everything, and sometimes that saves time and gets the ball to a receiver quicker.
2nd down now after the incompletion. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Roethlisberger. His throw caught right around the 6. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Jesse James from 19 yards away. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. And they'll get set here looking for the two-point conversion. They'll try and run it in with Bell. And this play is going nowhere fast as he goes down. That one might need to go back to the drawing board as they fail on the two-point try. That'll be taken in the end zone. Fights off another.
I think the second tackler would have learned from the first.
And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told as he's taken down back shy of the 20. And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it no matter the sport. They say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite at that level and not of that age. But I
was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day. Now, that play will end up on the highlights, and you'll see it all over the place. But what you won't see, the offensive line that bought the extra time, that allowed for the big completion downfield, those guys made that play possible.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Going to Rawls on the dump off. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll make it a second down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
He got 29 yards that time.
Brandon, so many times we see the crossing route start as a quick hitter, but in this play, he had time in the pocket and waited for him to clear going across.
And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop. I know that interception was dropped, and it would have been their third of the game, and I will guarantee you, in the huddle, on the bench, all the defensive guys have been talking about is, we've got this guy right where we want him. Who's going to get the next one? It almost becomes a challenge, and they missed a golden opportunity.
On third down, Wilson. It's caught outright by Graham. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. They went backwards 5 yards there on third down to bring up fourth. So 4th and 15, but the offense is staying out there to go for it. Here we go with Rawls. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. And not great starting field position here for the offense. They come up with one running back. That's Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had an ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Throwing now. Now been hit, and he lost the football. It's loose. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line. A look at the offense now here coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. So incomplete on first. Let's see what second down has in store. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Wilson. And he slings one that's incomplete. The intended target, Doug Baldwin. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys did not play offense.
Defense has set themselves up nicely. 3rd and 10 now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 6-yard gain, and it leaves them looking at a 4th down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
4th down. Here's Wilson. That's complete right around the 8. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6.
Well, the feel that I get on this is that they felt like 3 was just not going to be enough after getting this deep into their territory.
And Charles, correct me if I'm wrong, but it didn't even look like they hesitated there. They knew they wanted to go for it.
That tells me that during the week, they were thinking about these situations, and they feel like maybe they're just the better team, and they want to go ahead and prove it conclusively. Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for them. All defenders get tired of hearing about their lack of hands and why they're playing defense instead of offense. But in this situation, it was the hands that made the play. Batting the ball away on an attempted touchdown pass. Excellent job. Way to knock it down.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. On 3rd and goal, Wilson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Thomas rolls, taking it in. And the Seahawks a 2-point conversion away from tying the game. So they're going to go for 2. And someone a little too eager to block this extra point. Henceforth the flag. So let's try this again as they come to the line to go for 2. Wilson going to throw for it. That's caught at the 1. And he's not going to get there. So they come up empty on the 2-point conversion, and they are unable to tie up this football game. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. They come up with one running back. That's Bell. Roethlisberger. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. And on 2nd and 10 now.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. Antonio Brown, kiss him goodbye. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, 46 yards. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Roethlisberger looking to throw. And this one incomplete. So they went for the 2. They don't get it. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a 2-point conversion, all that exit, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Tyler Lockett now with a return. Oh, he shifts past him. And he's going to get this across the 20 as he's out of bounds at the 23. Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here. So they complete the pass, and now they face a 2nd down. On 2nd down, Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. 15 yards through the air and a 1st down.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good.
It's got to the point where we see guys like that make that type of a catch. Not fair goes through my brain. That size, that speed, And now they're acting like wide receivers, too.
Yeah, tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
Wilson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move them all over the place to try and find good matchups. And they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
He's got Curse. 20. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. A big play there on the catch and run. 34 yards.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
From the red zone now. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Lawrence Timmons. Tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. On second down, here's Wilson. Complete outright to Curse. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. 1 receiver left, 2 to the right. On third down, Wilson. And that is out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jermaine Curse. Now 4th down. The play clock's running down. And some real confusion here. They won't even get to the line. Wilson in the offense not coming off the field. They're going for it on 4th. 4th down. Here's Wilson. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. A great read, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Well, the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, 3rd quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense.
Antonio Brown, kiss him goodbye. He's at the 40, the 20. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown, 98 yards. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead. And that's the type of play that'll give your sideline some juice, a long touchdown pass.
And it's like a bolt of lightning, isn't it? That suddenness of that play brings everyone to their feet in the stadium, and he takes it all the way to the end zone. Give him credit for making that type of a play call. Even more credit for how they executed it.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Lockett the return. They'll bring it back to just about the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see, do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit.
That's caught at the 25. And he is finally out of bounds, but he gets all the way down right around the 20. Fresh set of downs here. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physical. Sometimes that leads to drops.
Now it's Wilson, and he dropped it. Now it was tipped, altered the ball a little bit, but he dropped it, and now 4th down.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field and it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
They'll run for it. Rolls. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And this Steeler defense able to come up with a stop. Though certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great. With the offense, they can't be despondent.
They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. Six yards here to go for the offense on 2nd down. On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. Man open left side is Brown. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
Now Roethlisberger on 1st down. This will be caught by Brown. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. And there, the man coverage not good enough, partner, and they're able to complete the pass.
Excellent recognition of the man coverage, and they found the guy who could win downfield.
Ben to throw again. Got a man, it's Brown. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. A very solid gain of 27. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete. So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. 2nd down and 10.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
His throw caught right around the 6. 19 yards on the pickup there, and now they'll have it 1st and goal. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish, because strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has...
And he's in! Touchdown, Pittsburgh! Le'Veon Bell his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. Not only touchdown number 2 for him, but a big run to boot. However, still trailing.
Still trailing, but not because of his efforts. Boy, he's playing really well, and I love his long speed there, right? Able to get out there and burst all the way to the end zone, and smart enough to keep the ball in his hands and get into the end zone for the touchdown. In 2016, on all levels of football, we're seeing guys drop it before the goal line. What's the rule, Brandon? Run into the goalpost.
That's right.
Before you drop the ball.
That.
There you go.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And oh, he kicked it out of bounds. That's a big penalty.
And this is where the rest of the team turns and stares at the kicker and says, you have one job, execute it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Try to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Wilson. Wide open receiver complete. A good pickup there at 22.
And the game just keeps evolving. Big guys running those corner routes, so difficult to cover.
And now a first down following that long gain. Now Wilson on first down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
Well, the beauty of screen passes is they take a little time to develop, and they can often hit big, but sometimes they take too long to develop, and sometimes you get sacked.
Yeah, what's perfectly called for a defense to attack a screen?
Typically a blitz, and even though people think that the screen operates against the blitz, if you have the blitz called and you still cover the screen, not a...
And a big loss here as he's taken Hayward in there to get him, and this pass rush strong now. That sacks on back-to-back plays. Third and long, it's Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. Now they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's fourth down. And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
Now he's going to throw deep right side. And his pass is intercepted.